All right, guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking about this really outdated comment that has a lot of misinformation in it. And it's very, very unfortunate that such a comment exists because it does nothing but just give out bad information. I don't think I can phrase that any other way. It is misinformation. Yes, at its worst. Okay. If you've been on this channel for a long time, you know that I install my Fedora drivers using .run. You know that I've never come back and say I have a black screen. Not once. That I've never had a problem with it. That I've never had a compatibility issue with a driver version because, well, everything that I know, I've taught you. The same way that if a kernel updates and it's not compatible with NVIDIA, you know to go to PikaOS because they always have a fix for it. And if it comes to that, I'll patch the NVIDIA drivers manually, which I should probably show you in case the next kernel version has an issue. But currently 7.1, NVIDIA just works out of the box, 7.2 out of the box, 7.3 out of the box. There's no issues with them. So you know you're good for a while. So that's not going to be a problem. So there's this big myth going on, myth from 2005, that you don't use the NVIDIA.run drivers, the NVIDIA.run installer to install your NVIDIA drivers on any distro. That's not true. Sometimes it's your only way forward. And I've had that on a few distros. I've also utilized the .run driver to build drivers for Arch Linux because drivers were taking forever to do its thing. So I had to manually figure out how to get all that stuff. The .run is actually a huge time saver and ends up being less problematic than people would give it credit for. Now, if you read this, he's one of the official guys. He says you have to use everything Fedora gives you and only what Fedora gives you. Nothing more, nothing less. If you don't, you're an idiot. You're not an idiot. Look, Fedora doesn't always provide the most bug-free environment. It's a known fact. In fact, there has been horrible releases from Fedora. 41, 42, 43 started off good, ended up bad. 44 started off perfect, went into immediate bug state, and then ended up being much better. I just had a system freeze, by the way, and I don't know what the hell caused that, but that worries me a little bit. But here we are. Now, the NVIDIA thing, not an issue. .run is completely fine. You install a few dependencies, you set the NVIDIA driver to be executable, you go into the terminal, type su, cd into downloads, and then you just type /N NVIDIA, you install the MIT drivers, and you just say yes to everything. That's it. And it will set up everything for you. Power management, sleep. It will block the Nova driver. It will handle all of it. It will install everything you need for 32-bit, OpenCL, CUDA, you name it. It handles everything. Unlike RPM Fusion, which separates CUDA and separates OpenCL and provides you with much less. You have more control when you use the .run because it is up to you to update that driver. And how do you do that? You download the new driver, you do the exact same thing, you make it executable, you run su in the terminal, you cd into downloads, and you run the .run, and you just repeat the same step, and then it just updates. DKMS is not something you have to worry about, where ACMods has a huge track record of being one of the most buggiest things on this planet, causing people to have a black screen and other major issues. DKMS does not do that. It has never once failed me in the last 5 years, where ACMods has failed me again and again and again. So there's that. So now we're going to talk about random repos and adding random repos. Look, in this day and age, if you don't know what PikaOS is, you're living under a rock. PikaOS has been a part of Fedora for as long as I can remember. As far back as I can remember, they've had the best custom kernel that you could possibly ever want. The Nebora kernel is also a PikaOS kernel, except it's handled a little bit differently. So this is one of those random so-called repos that's not random. It's not. It's basically a well-known repository if you don't live under a rock and if you have a lot of common sense. You can't go on DistroWatch without seeing KashioS sitting right there at the top. Right there. Right there at the top. It beats Mint in every other distribution. So have some common sense. Catch up with what Linux is today and stop relying on Mint. That's what I'm saying. Even though this is a Fedora video, it all applies. It all comes back to what Mint did to the Linux world. It's the reason why there's so much misinformation and there's so many needy people trying to get clout. Let's talk about custom kernels and distros. Look, custom kernels are fine. They've never been a problem. They're not going to hurt your system. Do you understand? The kernel has strict things in place which prevent you from being a volatile dick. And another thing is, people only install kernels from well-known places like Noboro, which, believe it or not, their kernel, because it's just a kernel, is fully backwards compatible with Fedora. Same way you can install the normal Fedora kernel on Noboro. Like, please, stop it. Get some help. You're hurting only yourself. You really are. With 5 seconds of research, he could have avoided this entire post, but he continues on and on and on. If they're officially supported by Fedora, he says. Fedora is built on this thing called Linux. Did you know that if a kernel works on one Linux, it will work on all Linux? You just have to compile it, or you use pre-made, pre-compiled versions. Linux is the foundation of everything that we see. The distro sits on top of that Linux and builds on it. So you have the parts that make up Fedora, and then you have the desktop environment. But the kernel controls and runs it all. And then there's a bunch of stuff in between, but that's besides the point. You have drivers and whatnot. But I really, really don't think he understands anything about how Linux actually functions or works. In all my 28 years of doing this, I've never seen a person talk more out their ass than this guy. All right, besides that, let me move that over there, and let's have a talk about Affinity, because there's lots of people that don't know about Affinity. Affinity is my project. This is the installer. You click that button, and it basically does everything for you. It will handle all dependencies. It will do everything. In fact, I just did a weird fix that updates Affinity to pretty much get rid of the italic font on Fedora. It was a Fedora problem the entire time. Go figure. So this installs what's called Affinity. Please actually open this time. Hey, it opened. It's over there. Give it a sec. Oh, this program right here is basically a complete and utter one-to-one Photoshop replacement. It does everything that you need it to and more, including OpenCL support. I put more time and effort into this than I think anything I have of any of my other projects. It's not random whatsoever. In fact, it's got about 3K stars. It's been forked 84 times. It's watched by 25 people. I have people who donate to me monthly because of this fixes. We have a ton of contributors. This is not some random script or some random project. This has been built off of years of fixes, research, and more. If anything, I think mentioning Hello Kitty Island Adventure is more random than anything. Here's a little knowledge for you, something you may not know. Everything that sits on top of Linux today started as a community script. Every distro, every single desktop environment, every single application, every single tweak that you use has all been a community script at one point or another. Wild, right? Absolutely wild. He doesn't understand this. If it wasn't for people like me who put in the effort to get this running, you wouldn't be able to run it. If it wasn't for people behind the scenes who go and actually report bugs that eventually make it into making this run better, we wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have this. People like me and other developers, we put our time, our effort, and our energy into building things that actually matter and work for people. Every single thing in my Fedora video worked. Why? All right, you guys are about to learn some major lore about me. I'll sit down for 2 hours. I'll have a virtual machine open. And what I do before I do anything is I will start testing everything that I'm about to say in a video. It can't always be troubleshoot free. Unfortunately, I'm going to run into problems. So, what I do is I find everything that works, everything I need to do to fix something that doesn't work, and I end up creating a list of things to do in the video. NVIDIA drivers. What else did I do? Let me go actually check the video because that's actually really important to me. Let's check the bullet points. So the first clip was introducing and installing initial dependencies for the NVIDIA drivers. Then I manually install the NVIDIA drivers, which then it builds kernel modules in DKMS. I set up the Terra repos. I check kernels, deciding on testing repositories, even though that's not true, they're not testing. Installing the optimized v4 kernel package from Fedora. I updated grub, reboot, everything was fine. Verifying new kernel and installing Steam, Mango Hut, and GameScope. Heroic Game Launcher was up next. I installed Affinity Linux. I installed OBS via flat package. That's actually technically the first thing I did. I launched Resolve, verifying CUDA support. I recapped the content creation tools installed. I showed you how to auto mount, the proper setup for Steam, adding custom Proton versions, GNOME customization, installing Dash to Dock Arc menu, weather extensions, theming with GNOME tweaks, and more. I put more effort into my videos than people give me credit for. Do you want to see how much so? Here you go. So this was yesterday's video in its entirety, right there. This was yesterday's video, and currently this is today's. Okay? So when you're seeing this, it's actually going to be the 19th. I split up everything into a clip, making sure that everything worked before I moved on to the next thing. And again, I tested virtual machines before I do anything. I do more research before I do a video than most people do in their entire life. So again, anything I do is not random. Everything I do is calculated and well planned out. But again, plans don't always do what they're supposed to do. Look, if you want to stick with official support and just run Fedora stock, go for it. But bitching and complaining because other people decide to have a life and choose to optimize their system, get fracked. You're an embarrassment. I'm sorry, but that's embarrassing. Because not a single thing went bad for my video. Everything worked, everything functioned, everything was working. The only thing that went wrong was the fact that PikaOS didn't have the kernel that I wanted. And then we got this guy, Mr. I skimmed. If you're skimming through a video, tell me why. Why do you skim? What's the point of skimming? If the video's there as meant to be watched, I get it if it's a bit long, but if you're actually entertained and you're listening and you're learning things, great. Good for you. But this? No. .run is not discouraged by any distro. By the way, distro maintainers, who cares what they discourage? Your journey is about learning, about gaining experience, about going above and beyond what they give you to make sure that you feel at home. Going by what distros want and say is basically like saying, okay, I'm going to get into this cage. I'm going to live in here because the distro maintainer said I should. I'm not going to eat because it said I shouldn't. I'm not going to drink water. I'm basically going to trap myself in a bubble for the rest of my life and hope for the best. It's like using Bazite. I couldn't do it. I like learning. I like experiencing. I like growing. I like teaching. I like doing all this stuff. Sticking to official stuff doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't. It's no fun either. And there's no such thing as a hot take. There's no such thing as a spicy take. There's no such thing as any of that BS. You're just having a conversation expressing your opinion, whether it's misinformation or not. The problem with people these days is they're way too open about talking out of their ass before they do any actual research or anything of value. They lack complete and utter common sense, and it sucks. I mean, look at this. The whole point of a tutorial is to teach a user how to do something that has not been shown or that seems to be difficult, which it actually isn't. To, if you run into issues, to troubleshoot, to show them how to fix things so they have a better mindset of how to handle things in the future. Be like, oh God, that's not a problem. I know how to do this. He taught me how to get through this problem. and to ensure that the user understands the information that's given to them. All the information that these two individuals have provided has been outdated by at least 5 to 10 years. It's sad to watch people like this wander around, literally pulling every crap opinion out of their buttholes and slapping it on Reddit and calling it truth. But it is what it is. By the way, there's no artifacts throughout the video. If anything, it's an OBS problem. Do you want to know what I mean? Well, on GNOME, currently there's an issue because of EGL Wayland that causes the buffer to not always clear. So that's an OBS problem. That's not a .run problem. I've had that on every distro, be it with .run or not. OBS, unfortunately, is not the best, and neither is GNOME, and neither is KDE. They sometimes will leave behind weird ghosting. Not artifacts, ghosting. We learn the difference. Anyway, the comment under the video. So there was a comment under my video. Let me go show you it. Where are you? Seriously, I'm looking. This comment right here. So this is one of those comments where if they're using my dot files, they'll most likely just, I'll go back to it. Just let me get to the release page that most people don't know exists. So this is the repo where you get my dot files. They're available right here on the side. You scroll down where it says important, please read the documentation. Important, do not clone this repo, instead download the releases directly. Like, it's all there. Scroll down, you'll notice Fedora. If we click it, actually zoom in on this, you'll notice there's an entire installation guide. One is for Event Horizon Shell, and then the other one, if you keep going down, is this. This is for the dot files. So enable RPM Fusion repositories, enable these repos, do that. Then if you want Hyprland, there's Hyprland. If you want Mango WM, there's Mango WM. If you want Neri, there's Neri. I have an entire thing here. The user did not look at the documentation at all, which is why he had problems. And I don't blame him. He seems like a pretty cool guy, by the way. I forgot to like his comment, and I also linked the fedora.md there. But, like, you're literally taking something that happens to every single person, and you're basically just, what, crapping on me? What? I have a complete installation process video on how to install my dot files in Fedora for a long, long time. Like, seriously, what is the point of that? These two people need to do better. I even went through and I wrote an entire friggin' thing on everything. Oh my god, do we have a stupid response? Yep, we have a stupid response. There they are. Perfect. Oh, by the way, gnome. It's not GNOME. I'm not going to say GNOME. I'm going to say gnome. Because where I come from, it's called Cape Breton, we pronounce the G silently. It's just gnome. Really, people? Anyway, I know this is a ranty type of video, but it's time to just do better. It's time to get real, proper, modern information out there and just do better. Bye, everybody.